Let's get it on.
All right, y'all. Angry Murf back up in the building. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what your people are talking about at your season ticket section. I don't care what people are talking about at any other website. I care about what people are talking about up on Top Billin. And this pisses me off beyond measure. So my man right here, Brandon, brought it to my attention after the Seahawks lost to the Raiders that you had people out here. He said there are Hawks fans out here that are really sitting here after this horrid game by the defense saying, oh, yeah, we need to draft Stroud or Will Levis. He meant Stroud, but you get what he's talking about. How is anyone with any type of football acumen, any type of football testosterone talking about a quarterback after that game in which the Seattle Seahawks offense put up 34 points? If you can't win in the NFL putting up 34 points, I don't know what to tell you. Not to mention your man Geno Smith had a 328 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I think he completed like 70% of his passes. Come on, man. If you watched that game and you came out of it thinking the quarterback was the reason the Seahawks lost, or you've been watching this entire season and think, damn, the Seahawks could be better if they had a better quarterback. Wow, Sway. Well, my man Brandon was right because there was several people in that post-game content that did exactly that. Look at this clown right here. Name some guy. You have to know it. No football acumen, testosterone up on here when you can't even put your own face and real name and all that on it. My man said just need to fill the QB spot and add a couple of pieces. What? I said, fill the QB spot where you have the number 2 rated passer in the NFL who has the highest completion percentage in the league? Are you kidding me? This man said, I value wins over ratings. And this moron probably thinks he's Bill Walsh. He's the Bill Walsh of the YouTube comment section. He values wins over ratings, Cletus. What? All right, so Cletus values wins over ratings. But he can see a game where the opposition scores 40 points. The team that he roots for scores 34 points, and he automatically points to the quarterback as the first thing. Think about it. He literally said quarterback first. He said fill the quarterback hole first. A quarterback who had 328 yards, 27 to 37, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That was not his fault. I broke it down after the game. That was bad on Tyler Lockett trying to go under the man on a crossing pattern there. They played good defense on that, and they had someone sunk right up in that particular area, and then Tyler Lockett saw this shit and was like, uh-oh. You know what I mean? And he threw it to a spot where Tyler Lockett was going to be. But regardless, that's a fucking interception. It's going to happen. Look around the league and see how many people threw interceptions and had fumbles and shit at the quarterback position. Some guys who people think are the absolute best played bad games. And they have done so at least at one particular point in time in this season, every single one of them. But you can go and then look and see this right here. 14 carries for 26 yards, 1.9 yards per attempt by your lead back. Hell, the best guy getting the most yardage, most efficient was Geno Smith himself with 5 carries for 22 yards there. Come on, man. What are we doing here? That would suggest that, man, the offensive line wasn't playing that well. They could not open up any holes against the Las Vegas Raiders there. He was able to target DK Metcalf 11 times for 90 yards. Just what I wanted to see sometimes him just do the heavy lift. And listen, the offense scored 34 points. I don't even know what I'm talking about even going on in this shit right here. You can look at this right here. Derek Carr, 25 out of 36 for 295 yards, 3 touchdowns. He threw 2 interceptions, and his team won. Think about that. That would suggest that not everything has to do with the quarterback. This man had one back go for 229 yards. His offensive line was dominating. He hit a walk-off home run in overtime. But this man is thinking about Geno Smith. Geno Smith, who has this. Let's check this out. Let's see if there's anybody out there, any NFL GM who would think, you know what? This quarterback is the reason we're losing games in a reload year of all things, right? I've told you people every fucking week, this is a reload year. This just shows you how incredible a franchise Seattle is, that in a reload year, it's actually very competitive. But that doesn't erase the fact that it has a ton of holes, right? There are a ton of legitimate front level holes on the Seattle Seahawks that need to be addressed. And they traded away their former franchise quarterback. So your next quarterback plays better than the previous quarterback, but he's the problem. The fuck out of here, man. This man's the second rated passer with a 107.9 rating. I don't give a damn how smart you think you are, right, in football. If you see that, at the very least, you would think, well, damn, if we can get that type of play out of our quarterback position, maybe we should look at some other positions, right? To target, to upgrade, right? I mean, I came out with this shit before the game talking about, well, damn, they need an upgrade in the interior defensive line. Jalen Carter would be that guy. Does not look like Jalen Carter couldn't help a team that gave up 229 yards rushing to Josh Jacobs and the Las Vegas Raiders? Huh? You want to go after a guy who has 19 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. He's been sacked 27 times, and he gets rid of the ball extremely fast. That's his forte. And it's not like he's lollipopping to get to a 72 point. What is that? 72.8. He's number one out of all qualified quarterbacks. He's got the fucking highest completion percentage, even over Tua Tagovailoa, who damn near looks like he doesn't even miss a pass when I cover the Miami Dolphins, right? Look at the average here. He's not lollipopping. He's 5th in the NFL in average yards per attempt? What are we doing here, man? You cannot fucking look at this dude and think that that's the guy that you need to replace. What? Check this out. The QB is the problem, right? Yet, let's look at total defense right here. Where do you think the Seahawks rank in total defense? Oh, it's Geno's fault, Cletus. Let's see here. Still don't see them. Still don't see them. Still don't see them. Oh, now I see them. Right? They're third from the bottom. Third from the bottom. But your quarterback is second from the top in the NFL. But he's the problem. He's the problem. Come on, man. This guy went on and said something like Geno can't finish or something like that. Like, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. Everybody can finish if your defense is not third from the fucking bottom in the NFL. What are you talking about, man? The defense, look, 25.5 points per game. You're hamstrung with that. Look at that. Some of these people, you think you have to finish when your defense is giving up 15.7 points a game? Geno Smith could sleepwalk through that. Look at that. 15.7, 17, 17.4. These are what good defenses are doing right there. You try to make somebody match teams points for points each time to win a game. Come on. It's not all on the quarterback. Eventually, you know what I mean? They know you have to pass. It's going to be a lot easier to defend, especially if you're having trouble running the ball sometimes. Learn fucking football. You remember in the preseason, after a sudden change, Drew Lock threw a touchdown, and everybody was going hammer time, right? They were like, oh. Then he proceeded to throw about 8 interceptions in that same game, and people were acting like Geno Smith couldn't do that shit. Come on, man. This man's throwing the deep ball very well. Check this drawing out right here to your man Locket Launcher, right? Almost like the old days right here. You put it up, he can go get it. Now they're working from the boundary here. Full house backfield. Look at him lead a man astray with his eyes, and then Yaka, come on. Look at this, man. He make a man fertilize himself just trying to guard a pass. What are we doing here, man? You getting on Geno Smith, full house backfield. Look at Geno right now. The safety has no freaking way he's going to be able to get involved in that play because he led him astray with his eyes. Look where the safety is. The man is nowhere to be found. He's playing good football, man. Check this out. Oh! Look at that, man. Make that man fertilize and slide with it. That man slid about 8 yards, like the slip and slide back in the day. Look at that. He's still sliding. To this day, he's still sliding. Come on, man. What are we doing here? He's up there looking at the referee like, help me, please, man. Help me, please. And, of course, Seattle's scheme is tough to deal with because when you try to go zone on them, they'll run these little benders, right, these little stop routes, and you can't do anything about it because my man is too quick with his release first and foremost, and he's too damn accurate. Check this out right here. You try to zone that, stop, hitch, check it from this direction right here. Look at that. You can't even get over there close enough or in time. Check it out. Look at this. This is actually very good defense right here, but look how accurate it is. Look at the product placement. Come on, man. That's your problem? That guy's the problem? Check this out again. It's time with Will Dissly. Look at him chaining through his progressions. Ooh, man, we're going to have to get that one again. Look at this. Chain through, right to left, and Yaga. You're not messing with this dude, man. Come on. What are we doing here? Look at the virgin tight window this man is throwing into. Look, if he throws this behind him, this is easily batted down, right? But look, he throws it to where Dissly can actually box out the defender here, and the best way or his only mode of being able to deflect the pass would be to pass interfere. What about a different wide receiver? Since you guys are hung up that Tyler Lockett should be able to do stuff like this, look at this. Roll out, throw it to that man, and he sinks to the ground and then butt scoots, right? You're looking like Turbo and Ozo from Beach Street and Breaking back in the day. My man right here doing breakdancing moves. Look, this ball was good enough to where he could have caught it and then tried to get upfield. All right, since you guys say that he can't do that, right? He does a lot of other stuff very good. This is not his deal. What about getting another receiver who would catch this pass right here, who is very similar to a DK Metcalf and who could turn up right away, stick his shoulder into this guy and get 5 yards and a touchdown? What would be the difference right there in that game? That's 5 yards away, right? That you could throw it to somebody who could catch this bad boy, turn upfield very quickly, and that could perhaps be a score. He could lean in or put his arm out over the goal line, anything, right? It's little stuff like that you guys will look over or gloss over, and then not you guys, just the people who are doing this, because I know not everyone is doing this. You don't have to tell me that. I'm talking to the people who I'm talking to. You people who think that Geno Smith is the problem, why won't you say anything about something like that? That right there could have been your touchdown. Or how about being stout up front so you don't have stuff like this happen? Look at this. You got lead zone off of a toss, and look at him cut back. Look, everybody washed away like rain and missing tackles. That shouldn't happen. That's bad. Look at this. You get Barton here. He's getting washed away like rain. Poona Ford getting washed away like rain. Everybody, look at that. You see the angles that they have on this? This allows for a cutback lane real easy. And then look, you got him skirting around Harris there, and then somebody has to be able to make the tackle. You got your big guy right here. He's getting, look at that. He getting the short arms of the law right there because he's getting splatter whacked. Boom. And then Josh Jacobs 88 and out the gate. Geno Smith wasn't the reason why the Seattle lost this game. Come on. And then people suggest a guy like Will Levis. Now, listen, this is not the bag on Will Levis. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do this to himself. This is the people who keep talking about this dude, and I don't know why. I mean, I kind of have an inkling as to why, but we can get into that another time. So, Geno Smith is the problem. He has 19 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Is the fucking second leading QB in the entire league and number 1 in completion percentage. But you have a guy who has 19 touchdowns and 10 interceptions in college. In the SEC East, where there's not really any good defenses beyond Georgia. All right, he's going against Tennessee, a Tennessee team that got blasted on defense by South Carolina. Except when he went against Tennessee's weak-ass defense, he had 3 interceptions, 0 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He only had 98 yards passing. Listen, where would he be right now if it wasn't for the couple of weak teams that they put on these guys' schedule? Look at this. In IU, he had 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Northern Illinois, So take away those 4 touchdowns right there and do it against viable competition. Look at this, Youngstown State University. He had 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He had 2 interceptions against Youngstown State. What are we doing here? These guys got blasted out. Look, he had 109 yards passing against Vanderbilt. They lost to Vanderbilt. 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. What are we doing here, man? Come on. Miami of Ohio. Look, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. So that's how many? 3, 5, 9 touchdowns. 9 of his touchdowns against FCS teams. 9 of them. So that would make 10 touchdowns total against viable competition through the air. And he has 10 interceptions. What are we doing here, right? Not to say that he's not a good prospect, right? Remember, I'm a Penn State fan. Will Levis was on my team for years before he went to Kentucky, for a couple of years, right? Couldn't crack the starting lineup from weak-ass Sean Clifford, but now he's a guy that people think could be a better option than Geno Smith. I don't see it, man. I don't know. You're going to have to tell me why that this would be the option over Geno Smith. Come on. If you've not seen enough from Geno Smith to think like, man, maybe if we got him a couple of more weapons, if there was a actual third receiver that was really worth anything on the team, I keep thinking D. Eskridge can be that guy, but he's not. Marquise Goodwin, he's a good option, but he's not your third receiver normally on a really good receiving core. You need a 1B receiver type that's like a Metcalf that can get down and get the trash out, if you get what I'm saying. Metcalf is a roughneck type cat. You need another cat like that on the team with him. And then you can just work to Tyler Lockett's strengths. And you don't have to worry about him laying on the ground breakdancing. All right? You know what I mean? Those were just my thoughts there, man. But is Geno Smith the reason why Seattle lost this game and he should be the first one mentioned and someone getting replaced?
What more can I say?
Top Billin.